We are live. Okay, so what is it? It's 10:15, right? Let's write that down if I can find a pen. Okay, 10:15. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be writing linear equations using the point slope formula. So write that down. And I'm going to go back to the journal because we looked at that. So just real quickly, you guys wrote this down already, but we did it here, right? And so here's our formula. We're going to write it down again. We're going to write it in our notes so you have it in two different places. But the point slope formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? It will become, when you simplify it, so when you simplify it, it will become y equals mx plus b. That's our goal. We want to get it to that, okay? So we're going to use this formula to get it to there, okay? How does it work? Well, you need a point. So you need a point and a slope. I like what Carla did when she did her formula. So Carla figured out the slope just from the graph, right? About 2 over 1, you guys see that? The problem is that finding out what B is, we either need a bigger piece of graph paper, which we could, or we could use our formula, okay? So I'm going to use the formula. I do know the slope. You guys agree? I know right off the bat on this first one, if I look at it, I know the slope. So the slope on this one is 2 over 1, because its slope is just rise over run, and we can go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, right? It's like going up the stairs. Slope is just like going up the stairs, okay? Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Okay, now, I need to find the b. And so what I do is I'm going to use this formula. So I need a point. I have 2 points. It doesn't really matter which one you use. I have 2 different points. Let's just pick this point right here. I have a point at 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2. So I have a point and I have a slope, right? So the point, when I use my formula, x1, y1, that's my point. These are my variables, right? Y and x stay, they stay y and x because I need an answer like what we've been doing, right? The y equals. So this is my first x and my first y, x1, y1. I'm going to plug those into my formula. So I'm going to rewrite this formula, and I'm going to say y, because that's my y variable, minus y1. Now, if I look at my point, y1 is the negative 2, isn't it? So I'm going to go subtract a negative 2. I get a double negative, but I can deal with that. Thank you. Okay. Equals m. Well, I know what my slope is. My m is 2, right? Parentheses x, that's my x variable, subtract my x1, which is my 4. All right, all I'm going to do now is simplify this so I can get an answer. So let me simplify this. First thing I see, you guys see the double negative? Everybody see that, right? We're going to change that to a y plus 2. That just seems like the first step I'll do. And then I'll distribute. Okay, I'll distribute. So I'll go y plus 2 equals a 2x minus 8. And now I want to solve for y. Minus 2, right? And I have a y equals a 2x minus 10, which is in our y equals mx plus b form, right? That's our formula. Y equals mx plus b really is the formula we want to use most of the time. How's that? Thumbs up? Good. So all we did is we used our formula points. Okay, now in example number 2, we don't have a picture, but we're given the slope. So right off the bat, I know that m is 1/2 because it says slope. Okay, it says slope of 1/2. And it passes through the point negative 612. So real quick, I'm just going to do a real quick visual. You don't have to do a real quick visual, but the point is somewhere up here. And then it's going to be up one over. So it's going to look something like that. You don't have to make a picture. In fact, don't even bother drawing a picture. I just want you to get a visual, okay? So here's what's going on. You do not have to draw a picture, okay? I just know that negative 612 is right there, right? Slope of 1/2 is going to go up 1 over 2. So the line's way up here somewhere, okay? Let's just use the equation. I mean, graphing it would be a pain. You guys agree? Equation's not too bad. So we have a point, and we have a slope. We have a point, and we have a slope, okay? So m is 1/2, and my point is negative 612. That's my x1, my y1. If I have a point and a slope, we have a point-slope formula, right? So that's what we want to use. We want to use our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? We're going to use our formula. Y and x are variables. y1 and x1 are a point. Let's put our 1/2 here. So let's replace things. So I'm going to go y minus y1, which is 12, equals m. My m is 1/2. X, which is my x variable, minus my x1, which is a negative 6. Okay, again, I get a double negative, right? I can deal with that. Double negatives don't bother me. Grace, what are we going to change that double negative into?
Positive.
Absolutely. Everybody agree with that? I'm just going to make that a big plus sign, okay? You guys okay if I just make that into a big plus sign? So let's simplify. First, I'll distribute. I'll distribute first. So I'll still have a y minus 12. I haven't done anything with that yet. Not yet. But then I'll have a 1/2 x. Half of 6 is 3. Half of 6 is 3. Okay, let's finish this up. Plus 12, plus 12. So y equals a 1/2 x plus 15. Glad I didn't graph it because I would have needed a really big piece of graph paper, right? It's so much easier just to get the equation. Thumbs up? Good. Okay, example 3 is the same way. Why don't you try it real quick, and I'll wait for a little bit, see if you can do it. Now, the thing on example 3 is you may have to get and use a decimal for part of it because you're going to get some bad fractions, but that's okay. But I want you to give it a try, okay? You have a point and you have a slope, so you're going to want to start here. I would start there. I'll give you another hint. It might be easier to let your slope be a decimal instead of a fraction, okay? Because you guys don't like fractions, do you? Same equivalent, negative 3/5 and negative 0.6 is the same number. You don't like fractions, so I change it to a decimal for you, okay? So give it a try. Okay, hopefully you have that, or you have a negative 3/5 here. Same thing. Everybody have at least that? X1, Y1. My X1, Y1, because it's my first point. Okay, distribute and change the double negative to a plus, okay? You can try it. Put a negative for that -6 though, right? Oh, I just didn't see it. Okay, so then double negative, I'm going to make that a plus, right? 0.6x plus, was that 2.4? I think that's a 2.4. Did you guys get to that point? Ready to get to that point? And then we'll go -6, -6, right? Artie?
Is it for right here? I thought it would be minus.
Oh, you got it, great. Double negative makes it.
Oh,
You're totally right. I mean, that's not wrong, but. Okay, then I'm going to go -6, -6. I think that's a negative 4.4. No, 3.6. Sorry, I'm glad I checked. So I get a y equals negative 0.6x plus a 3.6. Okay, so this is a great example of why you need a formula. Carla's method is great. Carla, I like your method because it really shows understanding. Okay, but your method it'd be difficult with this one, wouldn't it? That's why formula helps. Okay. All right, guys, ready to turn the page? Now, if you're given just 2 points, then you've got to find the slope. You have to, if you're given just 2 points. No slope. You don't know the slope. You don't know m, okay? So first, you've got to find the slope. And we're going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1. So let's write it down. We need our y2 minus our y1 over our x2 minus x1. We're going to need that formula. That's the first thing we're going to do, okay? So let's take a look at example 4. Example 4, one way to do it is Carla's method, and that will work. You put these 2 points on a graph, draw the line out, and you can probably get this answer without doing the formula. But I want to show you the formula because the formula will always work. Okay, so back to this. 2 steps. What's the first step? What's the first step? So let's find the slope. So we've got 2 points this time, x1, y1, and we have 2 points, right? 2 points, so I've got an x2 and a y2. Maisie and I are talking, and it doesn't matter which one's point 1, point 2, does it, Maisie? It could be the other way. Doesn't matter. But I always go first point's the first one I see, second point's the second one I see, okay? It really doesn't matter, though. So now let's use our formula. So m is equal to y2, right? That's my 10, subtract y1, which is my 4, over x2, which is my 3, subtract x1, which is my 1, 6 over 2, which is 3, okay? Okay, now I have a slope. M equals 3. So now we want to find our equation, and I said it was 2 steps. So what's our second step? What's it say? Second step. What's the second step you're going to do? Using the point slope formula, which is our y minus y1 equals m times our x minus x1, right? That's the formula that we've been using on the front page, right? That's exactly what we're doing on the front page of these notes. So let's do that. I'm going to write down here my y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? Here's my m and x1, y1, right? So y is a variable, x is a variable, so I'm going to write y minus 4, because that's y1, equals m, which is 3, x, which is a variable, subtract x1, which is 1, okay? So put y1 and x1 in there and put your slope m in there. And now I'm going to distribute to simplify. Y minus 4 equals 3x minus 3 if I distribute, right? Solve for y plus 4 will have y equals a 3x plus 1. How's that? Thumbs up? Good. I see one thumbs up. Okay. Good. Good. So it's not that hard. You just have to use the formulas, right? Okay, example 5. I know you guys you hate the function stuff, don't you? But just, we're going to make it easy. That's a point, isn't it? 4, negative 2. That's a point. 8, 4. So let's change them into points, okay? So let's write, so we got points of 4, comma, negative 2, and 8, comma 4, okay, right? Those are just points. Don't let the f of 4 bother you. It's just a point. Okay, so I have 2 points. My first point I like to call x1, y1, because that's the first point I saw. Yes, Maisie?
If f of x is like supposedly y, wouldn't you put it negative 2, 4?
Oh my goodness, that's what we were talking about, huh? Did you hear that? Did you hear what you just said? Awesome. You girls are thinkers. You are, you're thinkers. Okay, you ready? Watch. You agree with that? That's what I said. I said, I'm not lying. I'm not changing what I said, okay? So what's that say?
X.
Okay, good. What's then this? What's this?
4.
What's
or
this?
That's x.
What's this?
4.
That's an x.
Oh, x.
And then equals what?
Y.
What's this?
Y.
And every point is in terms of, right?
Oh.
Ah, see? You guys ask great questions. You really do. Okay. Did it help you? Did that help?
Yeah.
Good. And that's my second point. x2, y2, right? So, 2 things, right? 2 steps. What's my first step?
Equation.
Yes, but before I find the equation, what's the step I want to do before that? Find the slope. So, first thing, find the slope. Let's go m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I've got my x1, y1 here, x2, y2 here, so I'll just plug these numbers into my formula for slope. y2 is 4 subtract y1, which is a negative 2. I get a double negative. I can deal with that, right? So I've got a 4 minus a minus 2 over 8, x2 minus x1 minus 4, okay? So I'll simplify that. Double negative, right? I'll just get a 6 over 4, which reduces to 3 halves. You okay with that? How am I doing? So it takes 2 steps. We've got the first step done. What's our second step? What's our second step? The equation, right? The equation, right. So second step, find the equation, right? So I'm going to use my y minus y1 equals my m times my x minus x1. So let's use the equation because that's the first step. Find the slope and then find the equation, okay? Using my point slope formula, so y and x are variables. M I know is 3 halves. x1, y1 is 4, negative 2. So you ready? Y minus a negative 2, double negative, no big deal. M, which is 3 halves, parentheses, x, which is my variable, minus x1, which is my 4. Okay, how am I doing? So far, so good? All right. Double negative, right? Change that to a plus and distribute. And then I'm going to have y plus 2 equals a 3 halves x minus. Okay, ready? 2 goes into 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Or use a calculator, okay? Or 3 times 4 is 12 divided by 2 is 6, okay? Either way. And then minus 2, y equals 3/2 x minus 8. But it's a function, so how about f of x? That's even better. That's even better. There you go. I like that answer even better. All right, thumbs up. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to ask you a question.